Welcome to Finding Neutral. I'm Aaron.
I'm Travis.
I'm Nick.
Travis, what are we going to talk about today?
The end of the riding season. What that means to you. What's your method for closing out the season, and then I guess we can talk about what we did this year.
Any hot takes?
Yeah.
Or
So
cold givings.
at the time of recording, it is October something.
Fifth,
Something like that.
Fifth.
It is October 5th of our Lord's year 2025.
And then, so you guys went on a ride today?
We did.
But I mean, we say like end of the season, but today was like, what, 85 degrees or something like that?
It was kind of toasty towards the end of the day,
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, it felt
little
good in the
warm out.
morning, but it was a little warm.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
there was still some good riding to be had, right?
And we're in a weird place in the season where, like, it'll be ridiculously hot,
Yeah, it could be 90 or it could be 30. You
or
don't
it
know.
could be 30 tomorrow. You never really know.
It could snow.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's snowed at Halloween quite a few times,
Yeah.
actually.
I
That's
think
what I'm
last year.
So it's hard to say. I think it's going to be a little warmer for a little longer here. And then, because, I mean, the trees and everything aren't even turning yet, really. Not heavily, anyways.
Yeah, no leaves.
Yeah, they
But,
really haven't. Well, my yard had some pretty good leaves, but like the trees themselves
They're
aren't
still
turning
pretty
color.
green.
They're pretty green.
Yeah, they're not brown yet.
But so, like, I felt as though being the beginning of October, the roads were not nearly as dirty as I would expect them to be
Well,
at
don't
this
forget,
point in the year.
It's been really, really dry.
Yeah, I know.
So there really hasn't been like much to wash up onto the roads.
Correct.
So I would imagine that they're
Yeah.
pretty damn clean right now.
And I was surprised at the road quality for October because I feel like usually at this point it's a little bit mucky.
Yeah, and normally as the weather starts to roll into fall, you get like gray days and a lot more rain and stuff.
Mhm.
So the roads end up a little dirtier. You have to kind of be more wary when you go out on the roads. Take your time with it. Be more vigilant because you might come across dirt, debris, gravel, sticks, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, hell, there's gonna be leaves out and stuff. But one thing I would say that I've always liked about fall and riding motorcycles is I love it after the leaves drop.
Mm-hmm.
After the leaves drop,
Visibility.
all the sight lines so much. It's insane. I used to really love it when I did a lot of dirt biking. So like when you would ride in the fall right after the leaves dropped, it kind of sucked because the entire trails would be covered in leaves
That'd be wet, soupy leaves, and you got no traction.
and you got no visibility on the trail. Like you couldn't see the trail, so it was like really hard to pick your line, and you had to like stay really loose because you could pick the wrong line by accident and the bike could get thrown away you're not expecting it to. But then after a couple weeks, the leaves would get like, they kind of start
Leafing.
decaying.
Mhm.
And once that happened, then it was awesome riding. And that's I've always called that dirt bike season. Like even in the dealership world in sales, it's dirt bike season. We sell so many dirt bikes this time of year because people are, I don't know, well, dirt bros are a different breed, but a lot of my friends, our friends, they all switch from street bikes to dirt bikes this time of year because it's like just perfect riding for dirt. You get out and it's like 40, 50 degrees outside, which for street bikes is not ideal because you can't get tire temps and all that sort of stuff. But on a dirt bike, it means you're not going to get hot. And you can work really hard out in the woods and you never get hot. It's awesome.
Yep, that's perfect weather for that, and the bikes don't get hot. Yeah.
The only thing you have to worry about back in those days, kickstart carbureted bikes, when they were
Did
that
not wanna
cold,
start.
they did not want to start. It was a little hard to get
It
them
was
going.
a bear to get them things going.
Well,
But once you got them going, you're fine. But
Those
took a minute.
street squids among us wouldn't understand.
Nope.
Pavement princess.
But once you get the leaves drop for street riding, it's pretty awesome because now you just get sightline through all the turns. Like if you're riding in back roads, especially if you go down to like the Smokies, that is awesome after the leaves drop. And what's cool as well is not many people ride during that time of year in the Smokies, so you kind of have the
Yep.
place to yourself.
Yeah, we went a couple years ago. Took the adventure bikes down. It was December.
Yeah,
And,
that was a good trip.
I think we might have saw 3 bikes.
I know we saw the
whole weekend?
one that we saw on the Foothills Parkway.
Yep.
We saw that guy, and there might have been another one or two,
Yeah, maybe.
but that was awesome.
So yeah, what do you think, Nick? What do you classify as end of season, and what do you do when it is
I don't
end
know.
of season?
I feel like the phrase end of season is kind of a misnomer because I feel like the people that say that are fair weather riders. They would probably say the season is from like Memorial Day to Labor Day, and then that's it.
Like a pool.
Yeah. And I disagree.
I think I agree with your sentiment, but I do understand that I would say peak season is coming to a close, and once you transition into the cold months, it's not that you have to quit riding; you just have to alter your riding. You're gonna have to dress different. You're gonna have to take a different approach to riding. Like you cannot
Do the same things.
take your traction for granted. It has to be, something in consideration that pavement temps, tire temps, and then you're gonna be wearing bulkier clothing, stuff like that. You just have to take all that into consideration when you ride.
And the other thing is, I feel as though the tolerance for riding weather in the spring is a lot lower than it is in the fall. People will go out in the spring at temperatures that you wouldn't even consider in the fall.
I think that's true because everybody's been cooped up for winter.
Correct.
And they're just itching to ride.
Correct.
So as soon as they see the sun pop out from the gray clouds, they're like, well, let's ride.
So that's why I feel like the fall end of riding season, it kind of if you're a firm believer in that, it kind of puts you at a loss because like Travis and I just went out today and I mean it was pretty great.
Yep. I think what's that?
I think we got a couple more weeks here of season.
Yeah, for
if
sure.
You want to call it that, just because of the weird way the weather's been. But what was I thinking? I think the temperature thing is a big deal, and summer temp, like in the summer or in the spring when you're getting out to ride and it's like 55 out. Well, 55 in the spring feels way warmer
Than 55 in the fall. Yes, exactly.
100%.
because you're used to it being cold, and so any shred of warmth feels way warmer than it feeling cold because right now we're used to it being
90.
80, 90 degrees every day.
So as soon as it turns into like 60, you're like
Yeah,
shivering.
it's like chilly. Yeah, you
Where-
get on the bike and you got a mesh jacket on. You're like, woo.
After
this is cold.
January and it's been 15 degrees outside and the first day it hits like 50, you're like, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be in t-shirt and shorts.
Yep, it feels amazing. The sun's out and you're like, oh my god, it's here finally.
That yellow orb in the sky that I haven't seen for the last 4 months.
What are you smelling, Charlie?
So yeah, as the season closes out, how do you make your preparations?
You know, the first year I was told, oh yeah, like make sure you put your bike on like a battery tender. And to be honest with you, I don't even do that anymore. Because I feel like I can leave it for a month and it still starts just fine.
Since I have to deal with so many batteries at work, yeah, that is pretty true. It depends on the bike. Like,
Yeah.
if you have an Indian, that thing is going to smoke a battery in 2 weeks. But on the flip side, like most of the other bikes I have will go a significant amount of time without any sort of charging. They've been pretty good about it.
Yeah, so like I would say generally I don't do any type of special prep.
Yeah, it's
Just park them.
Yeah, I just park. Well, maybe like I'll wash, I'll do the chain, and then I'll park it. But I mean, and then I probably won't really think about it until like, oh, maybe if it's been roughly a month, I'll say, oh, like maybe I should start it and like run it for a while, even if I don't ride it. But I feel like there's also a few times in the winter where you get nice enough weather where you can go out for a little spin. And I will, absolutely. No question.
What do you think about that?
I think he's full of it.
What do you mean? You don't want the cold breeze in your hair?
Like, you know, being as blessed as I am with the motorcycles that Jessica and I have collected over the years.
Extra most blessedest.
When you have multiple bikes like that, it isn't just like a winter thing. I have to do it all year round. I have to maintain batteries all year round. I have to worry about if this bike's fuel is going to go bad or whatever. And I have to pay attention to tire pressures, things like that before I ride the bike, because I can have certain bikes in there that'll sit for a long time. I mean, we've had a bike sit for a year before we rode it again.
There's also one that just likes to eat batteries.
Not anymore.
Oh, it's fixed?
We're good. Yep.
Okay.
It was the USB thing. So solve that problem. And it wasn't really like a hard problem to solve. I just didn't really put any time into it. But finally I got around to, changing the way I had that USB thing wired in, which was wired in the way the instructions said, so you could charge with the key off.
So you're saying KTM gave you bad instructions?
But I think, those instructions were more intended if it was a bike that was used more often.
Mm.
And since the bike just doesn't get used as often as, like, I guess KTM was intending it to be, just because Jessica has about double the bikes I do, it was causing a drain on the battery. If it would have been ridden like at least once a week, it'd have been no problem. Once every 2 weeks, that wouldn't have been a problem. But that thing could sit for like 2 months and the battery wouldn't be any good. So I changed it to where it's the USB will only power up when the bike is on.
Mm.
And so with that being the case, and I had to put another new battery in. This time I put a lithium in and try that thing out in that bike. I've had success with them in other bikes, and I think it's going to be good moving forward. So I don't think there's going to be really any concern with that one this winter. But
before we digress too far, maintenance items in your world.
Yeah. You can watch the area hinting video about how to winterize one, but he lived in Vermont growing up, but he lives in Southern California.
We're not that harsh, though, here. I feel like we get, like, maybe 2 months. I feel like there's only about a month of time where I just don't ride at all.
Well, you have to consider the average rider, not you.
Not us.
Yeah, so you're going to ride far colder and far more often than the average rider does. And that being the case, yeah, you're right. But for the average rider, I would recommend pump your tires up a little higher than stock, whatever the stock recommends, whatever the sticker on the swing arm or wherever that sticker is located on your bike. If it says 35, pump it up to like 37, or maybe even 40, something like that. If you do plan on the bike just sitting still for several months.
Or you should roll it.
Well, yeah, and that's another thing that I recommend as well. But I still recommend the high pressure. Mm-hmm. That'll help prevent flat spotting and then rolling every once in a while. And you don't even have to roll it far. You literally roll it like
a spot,
6 inches forward, and that's fine. Just to move the tire off of that spot that it's sitting on. And then I don't necessarily recommend the oil change. Area Hinting recommends the oil change. I don't. It's fine.
I don't think it makes much of a difference.
I'd rather the fresh oil in the beginning of the season.
That's how I am. I just do the fresh oil in the beginning of the season.
I just do it based off of the mileage.
And I do that too. I do base it on nowadays because I've gotten lazier, but I do base it off the mileage. And if in springtime, if that oil only has like 1,000 miles on it, I'm gonna roll it. It'll be fine. But And it depends on the bike too. My Super Duke usually gets an oil change in the spring.
If it's a
but
low performance vehicle, I'm not changing. the
yeah,
oil.
like my scooter,
Right.
I don't change it. But I usually ride my scooter all winter anyways. So the Super Duke gets an oil change. If I do Jennings, that's when
It gets
that's
an
when it gets
oil
its
change between every trip to work.
No, it's less often than that.
Has it had more oil changes than tires?
Probably.
No, I think it's had similar. So it has like 14-ish thousand miles on it, and I've got it all written down. And in 14,000 miles, I think I've had 14 or 15 oil changes and like 14 or 15 sets of tires, maybe more sets of tires.
Man.
We need to go through that for the record.
But yeah, I do write it all down.
We need a full report for next episode.
I'm not going to walk over there and grab it.
We still have to talk about winterizing bikes and the season and the end of season.
So tires pumped up, and then I still am kind
No
of
oil change.
Nah, not necessarily an oil change. If it needs it, do it. If you want to, or wait until spring, that's fine. The other thing is, I still believe in stabilizing the fuel.
Mm.
So I just go out and buy the larger jug of stabilizer and
Stay Bill.
yeah, Stay Bill, the brand name. But I don't care what brand you run. Follow the instructions on it closely.
Well, we gotta watch a Project Farm video to figure out.
Yeah,
what
I was
the
gonna
best
say
one is.
I saw that flash on your TV earlier.
The
We're gonna test that.
So I squeeze a little Stay-Bill in the tank. I do prefer the tank to be more towards the fuller side rather than the emptier side. Kind of the less fuel you have, the easier it is for the fuel to turn bad. So I
Really?
like, yes, absolutely. Well, the fuel turns bad because of the oxygen, and if you have less fuel in the tank, you have more room for oxygen. So if you have more fuel in the tank, you have less room for oxygen. It's less chance of it to turn. You could simply just fill your tank up without stabilizing it, and that would be fine. But I still like to add in a splash of Stay-Bill for the tank, and I feel like that is good for it. And I actually do try to put Stay-Bill in it, and then ride the bike
Because
I
get
like
it through the lines.
Yeah, I like it to cycle through the lines and through the injectors. Now, is it necessary? Not on modern bikes. It really isn't. People talk about like how bad the alcohol gas is. You know, like gas with
Ethanol.
10% ethanol. And honestly, I haven't really had any issues with a
mean,
modern bike.
I'm gonna say it right now, and I'm probably gonna regret this, but in anything, I don't think I've ever had a problem with gas going bad.
Oh, I have in like dirt bikes with carburetors and stuff. I have, but I don't. I'm sure with maybe 100%, gasoline, no non-ethanol gasoline, I'm sure it's better. But like even that stuff turns bad. It's just that's the nature of gasoline. It varnishes. Like its exposure to oxygen, it varnishes. Like that's what it does. So, I still believe in stabilization. I think it helps. And then when we used to have a lot of carbureted bikes around, those you have to be more vigilant on the fuel system. For those, what I would do is I would stabilize the fuel that's in the tank. I would run them to get stabilized fuel down into the carburetor, and then I would shut them off, and I would drain the carburetor. Because even though the fuel is stabilized in the carburetor, it still turns because it's like it's a thimble's worth of fuel down in there, and that stuff turns so quick. I've seen carburetors turn
Carburetors
fuel.
are vented, so they're vented to atmosphere. So there's
They're getting
like
all
a
the
gas
air
tank at
all
least
the
seals.
time.
So you only have the fuel that's in the tank, or the air that's in the tank.
Well,
to turn the fuel.
dirt bikes don't seal. Their tanks are vented to atmosphere.
Well, you're true. Yeah, they are. They have the one-way check valve is all. They're not pressurized at all. But I mean, and they have the same problem.
Yep. So that's why I'm like, you have to be a lot more vigilant on that type of vehicle. But if your bike is a street bike, it's fuel injected, it's a modern bike, like, man, there's really no worries. So really all you got to do is pump the tires up, roll it around every once in a while, and battery tender. Do some sort of battery maintenance. and I've been having a lot of trouble with battery tenders. A lot of like your battery tender brand. And I'm not saying that the brand's bad, but the normal one that everybody gets only has like a charge rate of like 0.2 amps or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's literally just a flow charger. That's it. It's
And-
not an actual charger.
And it will. I've had batteries go bad while on those, and I'm not a big fan of those anymore. Now I use charger and maintainers that have like 3 amps or more.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Is I want it to, like, if the battery dips down, it has enough. Basically, the charger has enough ass to pull the battery back up.
Yeah. The one that I have, I want to say it's C-Tech branded,
Yeah, I know that.
and it
brand.
looks like the standard battery tender. But yeah, it definitely. I want to say I bought that when I bought the newer Mercedes because I needed one that could do AGM batteries as well as lithium.
Yep.
And that thing, like, I'll kind of just float it around between the cars as, like, I think, like, my black car, I haven't used that one in probably like a month or a month and a half. So before I try to start it, I'll plug that in the day before.
Yep.
Or like the gray car, like, it'll send me an email when it says, like, critical charge levels, so I know to plug it in.
I kind of do the same thing with how many vehicles we have out there in the shop. I probably have 3 or 4 maintainers, and I'll swap them around to the bikes. I'll run them for about 2 weeks at a time on the different vehicles, and just kind of keep swapping them around.
No, I've never connected a battery tender of any sort to the BMW, and it's never had an issue.
Well,
I'd-
it won't
I'd
until
say-
it does.
Yeah.
I'd say as it ages, as the battery ages, it
Well, it's
will
got,
be,
well, do lithium batteries age like
Yes.
normal batteries?
And the problem with lithiums is,
They don't like it when it's cold.
well, when they don't show signs of weakness, they just fall off immediately. And when they fall off, done. They're over.
Well, they
And-
do. A lithium will age with charge discharge cycles. And they will, so they'll start to, like, they'll hold voltage, but they won't draw any current. You can't pull any current out of them. And so you'll enter a situation where you'll, like, test the battery, and it'll be like, oh, 12.6 volts or 12.2 volts or something. Be like, well, the battery's, it's up. Why can't it, and I hit the crank button, and the thing doesn't want to crank. It dies. And that's very typical for a lithium, is that it'll either, you can't get any power out of it, but it'll look like it's charged, or it won't take any charge. And the lithiums have circuitry in it to protect the battery, because if you drain the batteries too low, they become spicy pillows.
Yeah, they become combustible.
So you want to keep the voltage up on those, and so they have a BMS, as it's called, battery management system, built into it that will cut the leads off of the battery if it gets too low, to keep you from drawing it further.
And-
So it'll be like, you'll turn the key and the battery will work, the bike will, the electronics will light up, and you hit the button and it goes brr, and then just the battery dies. And it's like you disconnected the terminal, dead is how they'll act until you put some power back on them.
The deal about a lithium, though, is if a lithium's sitting on the shelf and not hooked up to anything, it can sit on the shelf for like 2 years and not discharge, because they don't discharge to atmosphere, basically, like lead acids do. Lead acids, they do surface discharge.
They lose
and you can
charge
measure
over
it.
time.
You can measure the surface discharge on a lead acid. You can put one lead on the positive. You take your voltmeter, put one lead on the positive, and then take your voltmeter and put the other lead on anywhere else on the case of the battery, and you can measure surface discharge. And I think spec is below 0.2 volts, or no, 0.02 volts is spec for surface discharge. And if you see more than that, you have to wash the battery.
Huh.
That's actually a thing. Where lithiums, you don't ever have to do that. They don't surface discharge. So
Don't wash a lithium.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember science class. We don't put lithium in water.
Yep.
But
It is kind of fun to watch, though.
so lithium can do that, but if it's in your bike, the terminals are hooked up, and your bike is always going to naturally have a parasitic draw, and because of that, that's what's going to kill the lithium, similar to how a lead acid would be killed. But I feel like lithiums hold up better to the parasitic draw than lead acids do, but lead acids can kind of be revitalized after they've been brought down. Where lithiums, once they're brought down, they're over, they're toast.
Yeah, if the voltage of a lithium goes down below like what the BMS likes,
Usually it's like 11 volts.
The BMS will probably not even let you charge it back up again. It'll questionably let you charge it, or it'll be very, very slow to charge, and it severely damages the battery to do it. Like if you pull a lead acid battery down to like 6 volts, you can recharge it up and you probably get most of the battery back. Maybe like
it'll be
probably
damaged.
get like 96% of the battery.
Yeah, it'll be
back.
damaged, but it will
a
still
lithium,
work.
You do that like twice, and it's smoked.
It's done.
It'll turn into a spicy pillow, and it's done. You can't get any juice out of it. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. But you can get a lot of power on tap. They'll crank fast. You can get a ton of juice out of the battery, but when it's time, it's like a light switch.
That's what you can expect out of it. My Super Duke's battery is lithium, and I've had it for, I think, since 2021. So it's been a lithium battery for a while, and I pay attention to it, but I also, I'm also not the type of guy that I just assume everything's good, and then that morning when I get up to go out for a ride, I'm like, yeah, and I just go out to my bike, and then it doesn't start.
Yep.
I mean, that's happened before, but I'm not that kind of guy. I usually always make sure my stuff runs before I'm going to go out for like a group ride or to a track day or something.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that my bike is good to go before I set off. Usually the night before or a couple days before or something. So usually I haven't had any issues, but with my lithium getting as old as it is, I am starting to keep it in the back of my mind that I'm probably going to have to replace it.
And lithiums have can have a longer life. They don't suffer the time degradation that a lead acid does, where it's just like they kind of have a ticking clock. Like the battery can be brand new and be junk just because it's 5 years old. Like even if it was like never really used heavily.
You're talking about a lead acid?
Yeah, lead acid. But a lithium, if you never like fully discharge the battery, if it's always like maintained at a pretty high voltage, which is the way a motorcycle would operate, ideally you wouldn't be running the battery low. They'll last like a really, really long time.
Yep.
I have an RC car battery that is 15-ish years old. Works great still. Because I didn't discharge it too far, kept it at like a storage voltage when it sits on the shelf, and it's fine. So they can last a really long time.
So we've said
tires, batteries, gas,
and batteries, and then the final thing I like to mention that I like to do, and I don't always get done, but I do like to do it, is if I know that I'm going to be storing the bike for a bit, I like to wash the bike.
Well, I mentioned that earlier.
I always make sure I wash, clean the bike, clean the chain.
Yeah.
Not only because, for 2 reasons. If you leave like bugs and crap on the bodywork, they can etch the bodywork.
Correct.
So it's good to get that stuff off. The bugs can turn acidic and just etch right in. So yeah, just get all that stuff off there, and it'll make life easier. The other thing is, when you dig the bike out to finally ride the thing, when the spring does come around, it'll be clean and chain waxed and ready to go. So that's the 2 nice things about that. But I don't believe like you have to, if you're parking it in a garage, I don't think a cover's necessary and all that kind of stuff.
Hey, I'll tell you, it is in my garage. There's so much freaking dust in my garage.
That's why you need to tear down your garage and build a new one. That's what I did. My cars were getting dirty, so I said, well, I guess I gotta throw in the towel on this one and make a new one.
I do sometimes. I got a cover for the Super Duke that I'll throw on it, and mostly that's just me being goofy. Like I'm not genuinely think it's needed or anything.
No,
like
you
that.
do.
I just throw it on because it's goofy and
Don't lie to yourself.
it's a KTM cover, so this is KTM on the side.
Well, it
of
has to
and
be.
everything.
It can't not be.
I've got a KTM rug and a KTM cover. And, yeah.
But is it power parts?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all power parts.
Better be.
Yeah, it's not like rip off stuff. No, it's real deal.
It's not KTM where the T in the middle is smaller than the K and the M.
No,
The China brand.
no, not at all. It's all genuine.
Timu.
Genuine out of the catalog.
Okay.
I work there. I get a discount on the stuff.
That means you can buy it if it's
However-
available.
However you want to justify your addiction.
So we talked about winterizing.
Winterizing, yeah.
Now what do we want to do? Talk about this year? Or is that more of a New Year's type thing?
Let's go into this before we go into the kind of season recap. Just because it's the end of the season for a lot of folks, does it have to be the end of the season for you?
No, never.
And what do you do to extend your riding season?
The Frostbite Challenge.
Well, I mean, we do the Frostbite Challenge, but
Are we going to do that this year again?
I mean, I just do it, whether you guys do it or not.
We need to fix our scooters, I guess.
Yeah, get them things running.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to Frostbite Challenge without a scooter? Come on.
I got to get my winter commuter up.
Except I'm up in the rules this year. You got to do some riding. None of this 5 mile crap.
Well, I have a real job with a real commute now, so
Should be a problem.
no.
Mine might be a problem. I'm only 7 miles to work, so
I wasn't going to make it more than I was thinking 10.
if it was 10, I could do 10 because 10's only a trip to work.
Yeah, 10 or maybe 15. Maybe
10,
15.
10 would be my loop at home. I think is only 5.5.
I had no loop last year, thank you.
Yeah, but you worked from home
Yeah,
could just
so I had to
go-
go
you could
do
just go
something.
in the
So-
middle of your workday.
So extending your riding season, and I don't mean like playing a goofy game like the Frostbite Challenge, but what do you do, like modifications to the bike? What do you do gear wise? How do you make riding in the cold, and especially like the more extreme cold? How do you navigate that?
Well, for me, there's two things that you want if you're going to be riding in the cold. And I kind of think there's kind of two colds we're talking about here. There's above freezing and there's below freezing.
Yeah.
Below
those are-
freezing is like stay inside.
Those are two different. Those
I'm
are
not
two
going
different
out.
attacks.
period.
So if you're above freezing, warm clothes or gear. Heated gear is nice, but heated gear is expensive. So if you don't do heated gear, depending on how far you're going, I think heated gear
Yeah.
becomes mandatory when you're talking about riding like more than 50 miles in one go.
And I'd start with gloves.
It's really hard to stay warm because the wind is literally ripping the heat out of your body. And it will pull it through clothes and everything. It doesn't matter how much you put on.
Yeah, you can stay puffed Michelin Man all you want, but it's that cold creeps in and it just
Yeah.
goes right to the bone. It's awful.
Yep.
And I've found my kind of philosophy in riding in the cold is the 40 degrees. So
Yep.
I even though it's above freezing, 40 degrees, if it's below 40, it is 100% heated gear all the way for me below 40 degrees. I say that because even like commuting to work below 40, I got a 50-mile each way ride to work, so I'm going to be exposed for an hour. I can't just wear non-heated stuff.
Yep. Your body won't generate enough heat to keep you warm.
And I don't care what I wear. It just doesn't work. I've tried everything. Above 40 degrees, but below 50 degrees, I will consider heated gear depending on the moisture. I know it sounds weird, but the moisture content in the air matters. If it's drier out, it's not as necessary as when it's wetter out. You'll get more, that humidity will like attach to you and it'll make
you moist.
I mean, it's, that's
Makes
how
you colder, yeah.
it's how condensation kind of works. So it's why you sweat,
Well, that's why a swimming pool of 60-degree water will give you hypothermia in 5 minutes, but
Mm-hmm.
60-degree air feels great.
So like when it's higher humidity, I will consider heated gear and stuff. Or like you said, depending on how long the ride is. If it's like 55 degrees out, no, I'm not wearing heated gear ever in 55. I'll just wear my liners and my jacket.
Yeah.
It's really all you need for that. And the big thing is for cold weather riding is proper gloves.
Yes.
Yep.
If your hands don't work, you cannot ride, period.
I need to find a set of those. If you come across a set of like in between gloves, like between my heated gloves and regular summer gloves, let me know because I need a set of those.
Oh, I have a really good set of those.
Fall spring gloves.
Yeah.
So and I have way too much gear. I've been doing this for a long time, so I have like so much gear and stuff. And I have everything from like
I need midget size though.
I know. Child small.
Oompa
Got
Loompa.
it. I have summer gloves and what you think of as summer gloves, like a mesh style glove, all the way to of course race gauntlets and everything, but to the spring fall
winter mitts.
Spring fall gloves, I always like to get a Gore-Tex glove for that. The Gore-Tex gloves work great as a spring fall glove. They suck in the summer.
Yeah. Well, they don't breathe, which is kind of what you want.
It's perfect. Yeah, it's perfect for spring fall, and they're still thinner. And then I get a proper insulated winter glove for that for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But I still get now I have a dedicated heated glove, the Gerbing, I think, heated glove that I run when I'm running the full suit. And I had, but John stole them from me, battery-powered heated gloves that I really, really enjoyed for the commute.
Yep.
Because sometimes, it's at weird temperature. It's 40 degrees. It's going to be a little warmer in the afternoon, but we'll say it's right there, 40 degrees-ish, 42 degrees. And I don't want to wear my heated gear. It's a little too much, but...
You're worried about your hands being
But my
cold.
hands would be cold. And I'll tell you this, the bikes that I ride during that time of year, they will have heated grips.
Yep.
But heated grips are not enough when it gets cold.
No, because it only gets like your palms, not your fingers.
And if you have heated gloves and you're riding in proper cold, like below freezing kind of cold, you're going to need not only the heated... Hey, no sir. Peyton, man. Come on. Peyton, lay down. Peyton, lay down. Down. You okay, Charlie? Peyton don't like that. You can't mess with Peyton. Sorry about that.
Anyways.
I know, Peyton. It's okay, buddy. You got to correct her, but
It is my spot.
that's a little too much, buddy.
Come here, Charlie.
Just a little thing. Oh, she's scared.
You okay? No red, just white.
Yeah, she's okay. He didn't really like bite down on her. He just warned her. He don't like her much.
It's too feisty.
Ollie can jump all over him, but she can't. So, anyways, back to the story. when it gets proper cold, you can't just rely on a heated glove. Believe it or not, that handlebar will suck the heat right out of your hand.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have a
it
heated,
will.
if you don't
100%.
combine,
Yep.
if you don't combine the heated glove with a heated grip,
That was the first thing I learned.
it will. Man, that bar gets so freaking cold.
Yep. And the heated gloves, the heating elements are on the back side of the glove.
Mostly, yeah. I do have. I think my heated glove does have some on the palm.
Does it?
I can't remember, but yeah, their main
Mostly
focus
they're
is on
just
the back
on the
side.
back
Yep.
side, And then you couple that with the heated grip of the bike, and you get heating on both sides.
Yep. And then you're nice and comfy, and
Yep.
and then you can break into like what we did, doing a trip from Cincinnati down to Robbinsville, North Carolina, in December. What was it? I think when we left, it was 26 degrees outside.
It was freezing.
And it was like 5 in the morning
Yep.
when we started off on the trip, and we rode down there to Robbinsville, and I mean we spent the first 3 hours of the trip below 32 degrees. Most people would think it's insane, but if you have the proper gear,
Yep.
it works flawlessly. Like it wasn't just like doable, it was enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
So
It wasn't bad at all.
Mhm.
proper gear goes a long ways.
And it's pretty funny because people look at you like you're crazy,
Oh yeah.
and you're like, I'm about as comfortable as you are, in your
Truth.
car right now.
I joke around about that all the time, like, doing the Frostbite Challenge, and I work at a motorcycle dealer, and I'm the only one riding,
Mm-hmm.
and all the guys I work with, you're nuts. I've ridden in, it's in the single digits, 6 degrees, 8 degrees, riding into work 50 miles each way, and they're like, you are insane.
You are insane.
And I'm like, if you have the proper gear, it's not
Yep.
that bad, guys. In fact, my gear heats up instantly. The second I plug it into the bike, it's like hot. Where if you're in a car, you know how it is. You go out and it's 6 degrees. You start your car, it takes 20 minutes to spit heat out. Where, lo and behold, my heated gear, it's instant.
I don't know. New cars are pretty quick these days.
Are they?
They run so
I don't
damn
know.
lean.
My
they
car's-
get hot pretty quick.
My cars are so old, so
My truck.
and my truck's a diesel, so you don't
Well,
get
yeah,
heat.
you ain't getting heat in that. Yeah, your
1984
your
Mercedes
particular-
300D, exceptional.
Yeah, your particular truck was known for having terrible heat.
Ever since I replaced the thermostats, it's a lot better, and it spits out some pretty decent heat. Once you get on the highway, then you'll really
Yeah.
start making heat. But
My truck, I get heat out of my truck by the time I get to the end of my street.
Well,
Yeah.
you also probably preheated it for 10 minutes prior.
Well, I do that just because I do that because I'm bougie and I can. But if you get in it cold, it'll start putting heat out by the time that you get to the end of the street.
I've played with all kinds of different heated gear and stuff. Now my setup is a heated jacket liner, a heated pant liner, my dedicated heated gloves. I used to run glove liners, but now I run dedicated gloves. And then a year or two ago, I got wired in heated socks that plug into my pant liners.
Mm-hmm.
That's next level. It's not 100% necessary, but man, is it luxurious. So I really like the heated socks. But it still leaves your head. You cannot just wear a helmet.
Can you get a heated heated liner?
I haven't seen one. I know you can get a heated visor,
We should invent the heated liner.
but so what I do is I run a balaclava.
You like baklava?
Balaclava.
A broccoli.
Yeah.
Like you're part of Al Qaeda?
Balaclava. So I run one of those, but it's very, very specific which ones I like. I like
You
the
like
ones.
the ones that have a spinach flavor to them?
Well, they have to be very thin, but also very warm. It's a hard combination to find.
So like made of aluminum foil,
It's made out of.
Aluminium, please.
I'm pretty certain it's made out of
tin foil.
a very thin neoprene,
Yeah, they usually are.
like what your dive
Yeah.
suits are made of, and that works the best.
I'm sure it does.
I also like the baklavas that go. They're cut to go like down on my chest and down on my back, so it fits inside of your jacket. That way, it seals up.
yeah, it definitely has to cover the neck and the back.
Mm-hmm.
So something that's funny is the XD4 helmet that I wear on the scooter and stuff, and for like heated gear. I take the chin cover that comes with the.
You're talking about the
Corsair
chin
X.
skirt that goes
Yeah, the
underneath your
skirt.
chin
The
Comes
one
with
that you despise.
that I hate.
Yeah, so it comes with the Corsair X. I take that and put it into the XD4. I jam it up in there and kind of get it all fitted. And then when I put my winter coat on with the collar on, and I button up the collar, and then put the helmet on, the helmet and collar come together, so I don't need to wear a
Well,
neck gaiter
So
for like going to work and stuff.
I don't
It's sufficient coverage to not need it for short trips.
I don't need it for neck coverage. I mean, I do need it for neck coverage, but when you start riding below 20 degrees, it's impossible, in my opinion. It's impossible to ride without something that if you're not covering like down to your eyebrow
Yeah.
and up to I don't put my nose in it, because if I wear glasses, so if I put my nose in it, my
You wear
glasses
glasses?
yeah. My glasses just fog up if my nose is inside of it, so I wear it below my nose to keep my glasses from fogging up. But if I don't do that, and if I don't cover my lips, seriously, I get windburn, like really really bad windburn, and I worry a little bit about frostbite. I genuinely do. Like I've had issues if you're riding below 20 degrees, but that's pretty extreme. So
That's why we own cars. Sorry.
Well, I also have that on the scooter. I have the giant windshield, which helps a ton.
yeah, that would be a whole different ballgame.
on the
Well, you have
Tiger-
it's a giant windshield and you're below the top of it.
Yeah, I don't go. I fit completely below the windshield, so that's an issue. I also I don't really need anything on the top of my head though.
No, I don't
do.
either.
I do.
I feel like my head doesn't really get cold in the helmet. Maybe that'll change when I get older, when I grow up.
Yeah.
When,
Well,
when our hair falls out.
I've always had that issue. I remember the first time I rode in single digits, I rode the Buell, which was interesting because they run 2050 engine oil.
Oh gosh,
That was fun
that
in
took
single digits.
I bet that didn't even want to turn over.
That's the slowest I've ever heard an engine crank.
We're up.
But it started. I was shocked it started. And I rode to work, and I think it was 6 degrees out, and I rode to work. But my baklava at the time that I was wearing didn't stuff down in the jacket, and that was an issue. But it also, when I put my helmet on, I didn't realize that it had pulled back, and it pulled back, like the hairline or so.
Yep.
And my entire forehead was like, seriously, it was like freezer burn. Like it was red with like freezer burn. And I only had about a 20-minute ride to work. So I remember like getting down the road. I left the house, and I'm heading towards work, and I'm probably halfway there, and I remember all of a sudden my forehead just started like
burning
yeah.
Yeah.
in pain, and I was like, oh no.
Did you not have like the shield closed or?
Oh, everything was closed. All the vents were closed.
Really?
But in 6 degrees, like you're messing with some physics, man. Like it's
That's
cold.
surprising because, like, I end up having to open certain vents up because I don't get any airflow in the helmet.
Yeah, I the face vent, the mouth
The chin
vent.
one,
Yeah, I need it to like keep the thing defrosted.
So
defog.
on an Arai, if you go full open, it'll flow into your mouth. But if you go half open,
is
it,
up.
it goes
Yeah.
up onto the visor. So that's what I
It's
do.
also
is
got the defrost position too. If you leave the latch, if you don't push the latch all the way down, if you just click it, the first click, apparently that's defrost as
Okay.
well.
Well,
Like
now,
it's supposed to blow the stuff off of it.
as a human being who rides super sports, I feel like all of that means nothing to me because since I'm in this different space of airflow, it never flows the way it's supposed to. Like
Since
the
you're not
chin, the
upright.
chin thing, open or closed, I don't notice a difference at all.
You would in the winter.
Yeah.
In the winters when
Well,
you
I've
start.
ridden it in the winter.
I will say
I'm talking
too,
about extreme cold.
on
Yeah.
on the Corsair helmets, like it doesn't matter. Like today I had all of my vents closed on the whole helmet, and it like doesn't make a difference.
Yep.
Oh no, yeah, like I leave all mine open all the time because it doesn't make
It
a
doesn't
difference.
matter.
Yeah,
But I'll tell you when it does matter is if you close the bottom underneath. All the wind and all that stuff comes from underneath. If you
So
put that
I
chin
have the
cover
little
on,
thing. I have that in there all the time.
you wear
I-
that all the time.
I
Yeah.
hate that thing.
Was I not supposed to wear it all the time?
You can.
if
That's,
you want
that's
more,
no problem.
I mean, if you want more airflow, you
Yeah.
take that out. You get
Take
way,
that out, you get
you'll
way
get
more
like
airflow.
10 times the airflow.
Really?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Well, now this season I noticed that I have to close the brow vents or else it dries out my eyes.
Really?
Yeah.
Those brow vents, I think, go up.
Yeah, they
I think
do.
they go up into the top
They
of the
go up and
helmet.
over. Yep.
Yeah.
No, I noticed them straight on my face.
But dude, I tell you what, you want a helmet that breathes. That Shark that I got.
Well, it's got a filter. You took the filter out. You were living dangerously.
Well, no, like seriously, like I took the filter out, and
What filter? To filter the air?
yes, it has a filter on the mouth vent. It has a filter that goes in there, like it's a HEPA filter that goes in there, and it's
Wow.
supposed to clean the air that's coming into
Very
you.
allergy friendly.
I took the filter out, just to see what it would do, and it's too much air. I've never had a helmet in my life provide too much air. Like no, seriously, it's like ram air induction into your
Yeah, I was going to
into
say
your
it's like
nose
forced injection.
and dude, it's hard to breathe because it's like oh, it's forcing it through your nose. It feels crazy.
Trying to get you pumped up.
I'm like I
all
need to
the
put the filter
oxygen.
back in, man. Like that's only at racetrack speed, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like it's just crazy how it like works as ram air. I've never had a helmet flow that much air. I can't
mean,
believe how good it is.
Now, this year may be the year that I have to actually buy heated gear. How long have we been talking about this?
I have heated gear for you.
But I want plumbing heated gear.
Yeah.
You have plumbing heated gear for
Yeah.
me? I think I'm probably going to have to do a setup this year. Because the Motor Fist just isn't going to cut it.
It's not.
It has in the past, but
Well, like I said, once you get to a certain threshold, I genuinely believe heated gear is a requirement. You have to have it to get below a certain temperature.
Well, you need-
to be
Yeah.
responsible and reasonable and for better or worse, comfortable.
It's about heat generation. You require external heat sources when you get that low because you do not generate enough heat yourself.
And
but
it's-
like I said, that's what cars are for.
well, they are your heat source. The battery powered stuff, it doesn't put out as much heat as the wired stuff does, but the battery powered stuff is perfectly fine for a commute. Like if you're just commuting to work and you have a normal average
like
commute
20
30 minutes, the battery powered stuff is great, and you can pump it up to high, and you can probably get to work and get home from work without having to worry about charging it even on high. But if you're actually trying to go out for a ride where you're going to be on your motorcycle for
2-3 hours.
2,
4
3,
hours.
4, 5 hours, you cannot do battery powered
And I would
stuff.
not choose to do that with my life. That is a poor life choice.
Till we go on a Smoky Mountains trip in December.
Okay. What about scooters to Key West?
Scooters to Key West,
There's another example. You're gonna need plug-in heated gear.
you have to have it.
Remember when we were going to do that last year and it didn't happen?
I know. There's only so much vacation time in the world.
In your world,
Dude, this freaking January I get 3 weeks.
because you've been there for so long?
Yep.
I didn't realize that was a thing for you. Congratulations.
Thank
What are we
you.
going to do with that extra week?
I don't know. But
You mean you're just going to take one less week of unpaid vacation next year?
and this year I had to burn. It works weird at my work. I had 2.5 weeks this year, and I had to burn one of the weeks because I was sick. And you have to burn your vacation before you can take unpaid. So and it happened in whatever it was, February. I got sick with
You
the
had
worst
Ebola.
flu.
I know.
God, it was so bad, and I was out of work for a week. It sucked, and it burnt up so much of my vacation time.
You died and you were born again afterwards.
So yeah, plenty of time this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Don't get sick.
Don't get sick.
But
No COVID 2026 for you.
I mean, we can go out and do Kentucky days still.
Well, we
You
have
know,
to fix our scooters first.
Scooters are ideal.
Important. Yeah, like today we
But, I mean, you could ride Julie.
well, today, what was that 1121 that they had torn up?
Yeah. What's off of
Well, that's hard loop.
Tard Loop? Yeah.
That's 1121.
1121.
Mostly 1121.
Yeah,
It was
so
like,
that whole
uh,
first section of 1121, right?
Go through the light, do a little loop
Yeah,
you do.
you go through the neighborhood,
Through the neighborhood.
Then turn
and
right.
turn
And turn
onto
right.
one.
Yeah, it's 1121.
So from there, all the way to the bottom of the hill, was ground
Like
up.
they just like ground
They
it
just
up.
ripped all of the asphalt up.
So was it like gravel or was it like?
It wasn't gravel, but it was.
Oh, it was just
definitely
ground.
It was like they
the
ground up the
off.
road, and then
Yeah.
it was still like
Well, that-
loose, crusty.
That means like honestly
They're
by
gonna
next
they're gonna
by next
repave.
weekend it'll be repaved.
Yeah.
But they might do another section.
Yeah.
Would be the only thing.
But it was some serious ADV
'Cause-
activity for a hot minute there.
I think it. Who was with us? Was it just me and Jessica? I think it might have been just me and Jessica. We went through 915 and it was ground up like that. But were you with us?
Well, no, because I was trying to think the last time we were talking about the last time I was down in Kentucky, and it was you, me, and Jessica, and I don't want to say that was like mid-August, because there was one time that I feel like you guys went and I didn't go, so it could have been that time because I don't remember anything being ground up when we were down there.
So like Jessica and I went down, and when we turned on a 915, it was like freshly ground, and then literally I think it was because you
Yeah, because I came the next,
the next
week.
weekend,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
and all of it was already repaved.
Yeah.
So usually when they grind it like that, that means they're like literally all they're doing is
ready to
they're
do
just
it, yeah.
they're just doing like a top layer, and they're about ready to they're pretty much ready to do it.
Yeah.
Can they just do that to that corner on 22 though?
Which one?
The crusty one by the White House.
I don't remember a crusty one by the White House.
It's the one with the really bad pothole.
Yeah, it's like the pothole
section
thing.
on the inside.
Oh, on
very
the
deep
inside, that always gets like that.
I know.
Is it? That's the one where you go by the
honk for Trump,
honk
yeah.
for Trump sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always
Yeah.
honk when I go by. It's not even to support Trump. I just like signs that say honk for this.
Honk if you love Jesus.
Yeah. give me a reason to use the
Beep,
button.
Dude, like
I don't even know.
I'll come through there hot, like
Yeah.
really fast, and I still honk. Ripping through there, I'm like, meep.
Meep, meep. Yeah, they need to do that. What other pavement requests do I have for the winter? Obviously, that's what they need to do in the off season. They need to do all the road work.
The end of
915's getting kind of shitty too.
That's 915.
coming out of 10. I think it's 10, I guess.
Mm.
That really rough. The section that doesn't look rough, but it is.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah. Where like
washboarded.
it just, I'm riding down this thing, I'm like bouncing off my seat. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's where
what the
it's like
hell?
all
Like there are no actual breaks in the pavement.
Yeah.
it's
It's
just
just-
like moguls.
Yeah.
Which one is it? 165 or 1504 is getting pretty rough. I think it's 165.
165 in certain places is kind of rough.
Yeah, I think it's starting to get rough
Because
again.
1504 is really nice, and
Okay,
we
yeah,
we need to
that's
add
what it
that
is.
back into our standard loop.
I have been adding it back
Okay.
in.
Because we did the old school method today. We went down 165, then back up 536,
Yeah.
and
536 or 539.
539. I
Okay,
don't know.
I always get those.
Both
mixed
of them
up.
exist,
Yeah.
but
I always get them mixed up. No, it's 539. It's 5.
Yeah.
Go Path is
yeah,
539.
536 is the one that goes between
So
like 9
you
and
went-
Alexandria.
And you went on the single lane side of 539.
Yeah.
And then you joined that back up to the
Yeah.
double lane side
Yeah.
of 539.
Yeah.
To 19
Yeah.
and then went to.
But let me tell
Back up to
you,
22 and down.
today, clean run on 165, clean run on 22. You couldn't have asked for anything better.
And see, that's what I think that a lot of people may not understand about riding at the end of the season
yeah,
is as the season tapers off, a lot of the other motorcyclists kind of just like hang it up, whether they've had enough riding for the season or whatever the reasons. For some reason, and especially after the harvest, because we're around here, there's a lot of farmland, there's a lot of well, all that
tobacco
kind of stuff.
harvest is the big thing down there.
Yeah, and after Woolfest, once you get past Woolfest, man, it's like the road's just empty, and you have everything to yourself. You guys had clean roads, 85 degrees outside, and then it was just low traffic. It's awesome. It's really great riding. So I always feel sad for folks that want to hang it up this time of year because I'm like, there's still so much great riding to be had. And even when it gets a little colder out, starts to be like highs of maybe 60 or highs in the 50s, there's still some really great riding that you just have to dress a little better for it.
But if they don't hang it up, would the riding be as good?
Yes. So
That's chicken
to our
rig- that's
to our
chicken
one
rig, isn't it?
viewer, put your motorcycle away now. Stay off the roads. It's dangerous out there.
But I mean, there's more than one viewer.
There's what, like 2?
We have 84 subscribers now.
But do you think all of our subscribers watch all of our videos?
Bocce does.
Well, yeah, Bocce, he does.
And Bocce rides all year round.
He does, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
When are we going to have him on the podcast? Bocce, come to the podcast.
Yeah, come on, Bocce. Come
We
to the
want to know
podcast.
more about you. Our other subscriber wants to know more about the viewer.
Was this the at least the second time we've mentioned Bocce?
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
How many more times until he shows up?
Oh, well, he'd show up right away.
Okay.
We just got to plan for it. Although, he can show up on a Sunday. He shouldn't be working on a Sunday. That's the only thing with Bocce. It's hard to coordinate with him because he works
Yes.
the weird hours.
Yeah, he works. I think he's
And-
night shift, didn't he?
Night shift, and he works all the time.
Yeah.
Like, constantly. So,
Yeah, we need to get more interviews.
yeah. We do got to get back into that. We got to get Lou on.
I want to see Chris Cobb.
Chris Cobb's got to come on.
I want to see Bocce. I want to see who else?
I don't know.
Your wife.
Some of the women.
She's sitting right there. She could just come on right now.
Well,
Jessica, say something.
Nope.
Just say hi.
Maybe some of the comic guys. What about George? George would be
George
an,
would be fun.
yeah.
Who-
George
yeah,
would
he'd
be an
be
interesting
fun.
character.
That would be a lot of fun to have George on. Yeah.
Or what about the man bun guy?
Who's the man bun guy?
Gray hair, glasses, man bun.
Oh, yeah, John
yes.
Kane.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yes.
I like John.
I feel like he would have a lot of fascinating stories to share.
He
Oh,
has a
man.
lot of fascinating stories.
That'd be an extended cut. We'd have to
Correct.
do an extended cut of
Yes.
stories from him.
Yes. But any other thoughts on season ending? I think a different episode we can talk about what we did this season.
Yeah, I'd say so. I will say about this season,
Wasn't ideal.
it wasn't ideal. The start of the season was extremely rainy and
Very
just
moist.
poor quality weather. Like we had record rains and stuff. So the beginning of the season really sucked. It didn't even get good till what, like June?
And then it just
End
turned
of
straight
June,
hot.
and then
End
it
of
went to
June.
like 1,000 degrees.
Yeah, and then it went to straight 1,000 degrees, and it's like, man, like this is not a great
Hell's
season.
front porch.
So the riding was tough because if you did ride in July and August, you had to go out at like 7 in the morning.
Yeah, it
So,
sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it.
Okay. Keep doing it, lady. All of it. At once.